What is up? On our play for this week, secret level debuts at Gamescom opening night live as a love letter to the video games industry. Can't forget that last word. Xbox backtracks into some possibly good news on one of its biggest games of this year. Black Myth Wukong is changing the power structure of the third-person action adventure genre. All this and more on Season 8, Episode 33 of Press X Start Gamers Digest. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ, a.k.a. Sexy Bad Choices, a.k.a. Bow Staff Do Damage. I am joined by...
Sean MF Ross.
What does the M&F stand for?
I am not a monkey. But I like to play one from time to time.
Right? I am neither, but cosplay. This is Press X Star Gamers Digest, a video podcast that condenses the most important gaming news from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. We are live on YouTube every Sunday when we can make it, because life is hard.
But listening to us is easy.
Yes, it is. Don't forget, you can support us by liking our video, this video, by subscribing to the channel, this channel, and liking the video, this video. And then also hit the notification bell, because if you do that, you'll be able to see the rest of the stuff that we create all the time. It's just, video game stuff. Anyways, if you are listening, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or a podcast service you're currently tuned in on. And if you want, you can join our conversation by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. I had to kind of rush through all that to get that out the way because we got a a bunch of just stuff that happened because Gamescom is just literally happening right now as I'm talking. Actually, technically, yeah, because of the whole time difference in Germany. Yeah, it's happening right now.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, now that's all out the way. Let's get into the gaming news. Number one. Gamescom opening night live. I had to make sure this was okay. Games Night opening night live 2024. All the biggest announcements. I'm pulling this from GameSpot. So they ran down through a collection of the 2-hour-long event. There was like 47 plus announcements that happened in this whole thing that Jeff Keighley puts on. Did you get a chance to watch any of it? No? Yeah.
No.
So yeah, there was a question.
DJ.
True. I had one eye on the show and one eye on the thing that was supposed to get done, and I got it done. But yeah. So like every year, there's always a question of, you have Summer Game Fest, which is a Jeff Keighley production. Then you have Gamescom Opening Night Live, which is another Jeff Keighley production. Then you have the Game Awards, which is the tail end, the last event for the games industry of the year. And Gamescom has always been in that weird middle area where it's like you don't really get any really big announcements because those announcements are usually saved for Game Awards.
Yeah.
And then all the announcements
Game Show.
or Tokyo Game Show when that pops off sometimes. But like Gamescom has always been like sometimes a hit, sometimes a miss. And I feel like this year's Gamescom was a pretty solid one. We're not going to go through all the announcements because no one has time for that. If you really want to watch that, then you can check the streams. They're everywhere. We didn't do a live react because it happened midday and we both have day jobs and we were doing our day jobs during the day. So sorry. But what we are going to do is go through some of the bigger announcements that I just happened to pull from the giant long list of announcements. So I'm going to run some trailers while we talk through it. So give me a second. Let me grab the thing that I have prepared. Well, there we go. Look at me being prepared. Okay. So the first thing, this is the first trailer actually that they showed, and Keighley made a joke about, well, this didn't leak. It was the Borderlands 4 trailer. Teaser trailer. And though this didn't technically leak, it did kind of leak because Gearbox magician man, what's his name?
I don't
The
remember anybody from there.
yeah, the jeez, it's on the tip of my tongue too. Anyways, the guy that made Gearbox, made Borderlands, he basically kind of made a joke alluding to them working on Borderlands 4. So everyone was like, okay, well, Borderlands 4 is obviously happening. The trailer itself is really interesting. There's not too much that happens here other than some really cool, pretty CGI stuff.
Yeah.
The main thing that we see at the end of the trailer, though, is this robotic arm that's about to, yep, grab a mask that is a bandit. So, or a psycho, whatever. Um, so that's pretty cool. The the big takeaway from that, I think that everyone's kind of pointing to is that the art style looks completely different. The art style is a realistic looking arm. You know, it's metal though. So maybe it's possible that they are either moving into a different art direction, art style, or whatever. And then trailer ends with 2025. So this game's going to come out sometime next year. So I would imagine probably what's like the first big event? I mean, maybe like a state, like at a state of play or like a Xbox developer direct or something. We might get some footage
Do you
of.
think they'll get the exclusive?
I don't know. I there. I feel like Gearbox is just going to be like whoever wants to take the game can just put on their stuff, please, just take
Mm.
it. Yeah. So we'll see on that. We'll see on that.
How shameless of them to piggyback off of the success of the movie.
Yes, the success of the movie that is coming to streaming services around you 11 days after it launched in theaters. Yikes. Um, so
I'ma
the next
still
game
watch
I
it,
have
I'm
on,
curious.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch it when it streams, of course. Like, I'm not gonna spend money on it, but I'll watch it. So we're not gonna watch this whole thing. The next thing that they dropped was the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 trailer, which showcased a Mission Impossible themed like uh stage scenario. We
Yeah.
saw a little bit of this during their um like focus, like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 like direct kind of style show when
Yeah.
they were talking about different parts of the game. It looks interesting. It looks cool. This is very very 90s spy like coded, and if you're interested in that, like this is gonna be right up your bag. They do show a couple of the like omni movement dodging or dolphin
Yeah.
diving, yeah. So they show all that stuff. It's a pretty cool trailer. It really gets into some of the things that could make this campaign really stand out against the rest of the campaigns. And the big question, at least for me, is that when Modern Warfare 3 launched, there was some issues, some anger with the whole open world, play it your own way structure of the campaign.
I never even touched it.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, Treyarch came out and said, like, yeah, we're gonna have that same kind of system in
So
Black Ops 6. So it's like it kind of feels like people just kind of miss that, and they've really just been focusing on the fact that this is just Black Ops. This is not
mhm.
Modern Warfare, so it's gonna be a different thing, like different thing. So I'm interested to see exactly how they mesh with what they're showing us now versus what we know is going to be in the game. And of course, there's a whole multiplayer side of it that we're not going to touch. So yeah, this was a cool trailer. Actually, I'm just going to jump to the end part where
This shit look
we
like
we get
Pokemon Snap, but with dead bodies.
yeah. So like the end part goes really uh it goes really American. As you can see, there's an American flag on the ground right there as you are fighting people. That was an Omni movement dodge. That was a homing throwing knife. That's pretty cool. But where I want to get to is this part. So as you can see, main character, you, and I guess side main characters, you're riding dirt bikes through, I
Mm,
think, the White House. Yeah, so there these scenarios, they usually like have some kind of chase scene in pretty much all of the Modern Warfare, maybe also I think Black Ops games as well. So
yeah,
it's more so like they have this list and like, okay, well, how can we make this scene interesting in this game?
bombastic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it should be cool. Should be interesting. I will get more of that later. Oh, like next week actually. I think the open beta is next week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it'll be multiplayer only.
I
But
mean, of
yeah,
course.
yes, yes, of course. But yes, that's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Nope, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Nailed it. Got it right the first time. You know what I mean? The next thing is Ark Raiders. I'm not gonna bother with this trailer. So Ark Raiders, we don't know too much about this game because the last time we saw it was in 2001, and it when we saw it, it was just like 3-player co-op. They're running in like a desert scenario, and there was like giant robots,
Yeah.
and it looked cool. And the hope was, oh, it came up again. We're gonna see actual gameplay of this thing. We got no gameplay. It was another teaser trailer, and the last bit of the trailer was like, okay, there's gonna be a playtest happening later this fall with the game releasing sometime in 2025. So that's
Uh,
pretty much it for
looks
that.
like
And
October 27th, 24th to the 27th for the playtest.
oh, okay. So the actual time. Okay, good, good. So
Hmm.
that's good. Um, yeah, but again, like the fact that we're not seeing anything on this and we're getting a playtest this fall kind of gives me the same vibes as uh Concord, but it's on
I'll
just
give it
because
some
it's
time.
like say what?
I'd give it some time.
Yeah, I know, I know. At least the first thing that people are going to see is a playtest and not like the actual game kind of thing. But again, don't know. The next thing on the list is Marvel Rivals. This was one of the trailers that kind of popped from that kind of this one of the trailers that popped for me. Um, they showed a little teaser of this the last time we saw Marvel Rivals stuff at Summer Game Fest, I believe.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, but now we're getting to see the full trailer from this scene, and it is Bucky and Captain America going at it, and we get to see them fight in this little stylized trailer, and then we actually get to see their skill set in game. And Captain America has a shield. He can throw his shield around and bounce off of people. He can also use his shield to deflect apparently super abilities. And in the trailer, he deflects Iron Man's like ultimate attack, and it's just like, oh, is that seems a little that
So
seems a
weak.
little problematic. But Bucky has this cool like grappling ability, and then he has like the Doom Fist like jump and strike thing, but he can do it multiple times, which
Mm.
also seems kind of broken. I don't know. I haven't played the game, so yeah. And then one of the other announcements that came with the Marvel Rivals trailer was that all the characters that will be released will be free forever. So that's awesome. Oh, and they also showed Doom at the end, who
Yeah.
looks like a complete bruiser, which is cool. Um, Next game on the list. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I jumped the gun. I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. Don't look at that. You didn't see that. The next game on our list is Genshin Impact, and I only put this on this because it's finally coming to Xbox November 20th. So good job. You guys will be able to spend a whole ton of money on that game and do a lot of catching up because we are in like Nation 6, and that game started in Nation 1 back in 2020, I think. So you got a lot of game to play. The I put this game on the list not because I am going to play it, not because I care about this game, but just for the fact that Peter Molyneux showed up.
Yeah.
It's Master of Albion. It's a
Albion.
secret. Say what? Albion? Oh yeah,
Albion.
yeah. Yes, you're right. You're right. Yes, Albion. It's a secret project developed by Fable creator Peter Molyneux. So if you don't know who Peter Molyneux is, as the text just said, he's the Fable creator. He also came on stage during the Connect era of Microsoft and had the demo of the kid Nemo. The kid name starts with the N. Essentially, this demo was a completely crazy and creepy demo where you can just talk to this kid in his room. There's just so many things wrong, especially now in our year 2024. It's just like that shouldn't be a game that you're sitting there just talking to this little kid. Like that's just weird. Anyways, at the time, he tried to spin it as like just like, oh, this is the next step of communication in like gaming, and it's just like, no one really bought it. Nothing happened. That whole demo, that whole game became vaporware because it didn't come out as an actual game. Nothing happened from it. And then Peter Molyneux went to mobile games and he created this NFT game that got him into a lot of hot water because, as we know, NFTs are bad. They're
They're
bad.
the
And he basically was I forget the actual game because I did not play it. I think we talked about it like once or twice on the podcast when it came out a while ago. But it's like you click on this thing, and at the end of the game, there's like a million clicks to get to the end, and like whoever clicks on it last will get the thing, or whoever clicks on the yeah. It was some weird game that like didn't take off.
Yeah.
Anyways, this game, Master of Albion, is a God game because Peter Molyneux is known for his God games. It is set in the world of Fable, but it has no connection to Xbox or the current Fable game. So
We'll see how that goes.
yeah, that possible lawsuit incoming with this thing. And even Peter Molyneux is like kind of shaky on if he's actually able to do this legally or not. So we'll see. This might also be vaporware, but yeah. So next game is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So there was this really in-depth trailer showing some of the stuff that we've seen before. I believe this is with Troy Baker narrating this because he's playing the voice of Indiana Jones. Yes, this is that trailer actually. So all this looks cool. There goes Troy himself doing this thing. And we finally got a release date for this, which is December 9th. And then after the release date, we got another release date for the PlayStation 5 coming in spring 2025. So I'm gonna let the trailer play because I just want to talk about this a little bit. There was some rumblings in the rumor mills about a Xbox game is going to be coming to PlayStation, and people was guessing that was going to be Forza Horizon. I don't know. You know what the racing game, the Xbox racing game. It was going to be that game. And then some people say that, it might be Flight Sim. And then people were just kind of throwing out guesses left and right. I didn't see anything about Indiana Jones. So when it turned out to be Indiana Jones, that was a big shock. And it's just like, oh, the big Xbox game of this year is now coming to PlayStation. And it's like surprising, but it's not that surprising. And we're also going to talk about it in a story in a few minutes. But I just wanted to like start off with that. So yeah, that's Indiana Jones. The next game was a surprise to me, although I'm not that big in the Mafia, but this is the Mafia, the Old Country.
Yeah.
So
are you? The last one come out?
I couldn't tell you.
Mafia 3. I'm listening.
Yeah.
Am I interested in it? I mean, it's Mafia GTA. I never really kind of got into it, but I mean, I can understand why people like it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Mafia 3 came out in 2016.
Whoa. Okay.
So 8 years later.
Yeah, and then I think they had like a remaster or something that came out in between or whatever. Like, so yeah, this is the next Mafia game. It's going to take place in Sicily, which is in Italy, if you didn't know. in the early 1900s. So it's going to be a older game. So yeah, and you're gonna see more in December. My issue with this is that next year is not the year to release a Mafia game.
Heh.
Like it's you had so many years before 2025 where you could release your like semi GTA like game, and you're gonna
I
release it
mean,
the
I'm
year
sure
of
it's gonna have its
GTA.
hardcore fans who love the Mafia series.
It's not gonna be enough, Sean. It's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be enough. But we'll see.
I hope
We'll
the
see.
investors understand.
We'll see. We'll see what happens there. And then the last announcement that I wanted to pull up, and we're actually going to get into the next news story with this announcement. It is secret level. By the way, my order of games is not the order that was in the actual opening night live. I think Mafia: The Old Country was actually the last game that Jeff Keighley put up. But secret level, this is this was my like holy shit
Mm.
moment of the entire show. Secret level is essentially what Love, Death, Robots was to, I guess, like movies and films, where Secret Level is going to be 15 animated um episodes dealing with different game like characters. So there was Sifu, there was some Concord stuff, Armored Core,
Mm.
there's Jin from Ghost of Tsushima, there's Kratos from God of War, there's Dungeons and Dragons. There is just so it's insane that this thing was like one of the best kept secrets for such a long time. Blur is a studio that's going to be working on this. And if you don't know who Blur is Mega Man. Mega Man. You just saw Mega Man, right?
Yeah.
Blur is one of the studios who like just produces like the best looking CG trailers for a lot of different games. So for this to be in their hands, like that is just so awesome. So yeah, this is going to lead us into a news story talking just a little bit more about this. Let me make sure I loop this thing right here. So yes, it's going to start December 10th. Also, Pac-Man's going to be in that. So I'm just going to jump right into. You going to restart? You going to restart? I'm just going to go ahead and just restart. Okay. I'm going to jump right into the news story number 2. A list of every game featured in Amazon's promising secret level show. Man, it'd be a shame if this thing just bombed. But yeah, so this comes to us from Forbes by way of Paul Tassi, of course. So I pretty much talked mostly about what this thing is supposed to be. Yep. So in terms of the games that this is going to be covering, hopefully this is season 1 of many. You're going to have Pac-Man, Warhammer 40K, yeah, Concord, Mega Man.
I'm surprised that's on there already.
What? Concord?
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason. I think there's a reason. You have Mega Man, Unreal Tournament, New also, World of Atrium.
That's old as hell.
Say what?
Unreal Tournament is in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Armored Core, Spelunky.
Hey.
Yeah. Yep. That's what for Sean. Honor of Kings, which I think is a mobile game. Sifu, Dungeons and Dragons, The Outer Worlds, Crossfire, Exodus, and then PlayStation, parentheses, which will feature a number of PlayStation games and characters. So I think the reason why Concord is on this list is because PlayStation was like, okay, you can get our like PlayStation stuff. You can get Kratos, you can get Ghost of Tsushima or whatever. I think someone else said the Horizon. Someone spotted like a Horizon thing in there as well.
Yeah.
But they were like, you're also going to get Concord. And I think that's why that the bullet points are weird, where it's like Concord's by itself when it should be in the PlayStation like parentheses, you know. So yeah, Yeah, and it's one of those things where PlayStation is essentially trying to get Concord in as many places as possible to start that brand up, to get the recognition and get more people to play the game, because Concord is going to come out in what, 2 days at this
Yeah.
point. So yeah, so that is Secret Level. I cannot wait for this. Again, it is December 10th. It's going to be on Amazon Prime Video, whatever they call that. So if you have that stuff, check it out. We'll depending we'll probably like talk about it on the cast or do like a little review.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. Now that is it for this episode of Press X Star Gamers Digest. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed making it and talking to you about video games. Don't forget, you can support us by liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and hit the notification bell. Don't forget, you can do us a solid by leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music, whatever podcast service you're currently tuned in on. And if you want, you can join the conversations at our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. Until next time, we'll be talking about more games, of course. We hope you have a good day, a good night. Wash your hands, play video games. And at the end of all that, play some more video games. Peace.